In Mensch Nummer 3. 20 Jahre ist er jung, er kommt aus den Niederlanden, ein WM-Teilnehmer im Alexandra Palace. Und ganz ehrlich, er kommt und es wird ein bisschen wild werden, es wird ein bisschen verrückt werden. Er will nur spielen, er will wirklich nur spielen. The Titan, Dirk van Duijvenbode. Dirk van Duijvenbode, er tritt an gegen einen Landsmann, 29 Jahre ist er alt, war bei 2 Weltmeisterschaften mit dabei, steht aktuell unter den Top 50 als Nummer 46 der Welt. The Machine Gun, Wattimena! Gecallt wird diese dritte Partie von The Puppy, George Noble.
Well, strap yourselves in and enjoy the ride for this one. A double Dutch duel between Dirk van Duijvenbode and Jermaine Wattimena, and we've seen one of the most divisive walk-ons in the world of darts. Marmite, Dirk van Duijvenbode's walk-on. Some love it, some hate it. Paul Nicholson, which camp are you in?
I'm in camp dislike. I think Dirk's a bit different, and anything different, in my opinion, is good for sport. But I'm a bit like George Noble. He should have seen his face when Dirk was walking on there.
Well, he's had enough. He's taking the board off and going home.
It's one of those things. It's great. Everything's got a bit more subdued now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, just making sure everything's right. The players are happy with the setup before the game begins. We've seen a couple of brilliant performances already this evening, Paul. Jan Dekker with his 108 average in seeing off James Wilson, and then Steve West taking Chris Dobey to finishing school.
Yeah, that was finishing of the highest order, and Steve should be very, very proud of the doubling that he had in that match. I think Chris wasn't really hitting his straps tonight, but I'll tell you what, Steve took advantage, and 80+% on doubles, that's world class.
And he took every chance that he had, because the one double he missed was in a combination that he still took out anyway.
So effectively it's 100%. Absolutely brilliant. Be interesting to see who comes through this one, because the winner will play another Dutchman in Jelle Klaassen.
Yeah, well, if the past is anything to go by, then we're none the wiser, because they've met twice and they've both won one of those meetings. ...2016 and Jermaine Wattimena earlier this year. I'll tell you what, it won't take long.
The only way this is going to take long is if it goes 11 legs, because both guys are rather swift.
Well, Van Duijvenbode's got the board put back where he wants it. Now he's sweeping up the hockey with his foot before he starts.
100.
Making sure everything's just how he likes it.
It's probably him that disrupted everything with his dancing. At least when Peter Wright goes up there, he does it along the floor.
Well, yeah, the board was probably straight, but him bouncing about on the stage just knocked it out slightly.
100.
A steady start from both guys, 3 tons so far.
70.
Can be quite erratic because of the style, Jermaine Wattimena. Machine gun name because of the machine gun style throw. Looks very good when it works. But often when you get a loose start, you can overcompensate or chuck another one like he did then. A couple in the 5.
39.
That was just a bit of bad fortune. It looked to be in the treble 19.
Yeah, I don't think it was a badly thrown dart at all. I think got 2 very good styles here. I think Dirks is very good because it's repetitive. There's not a lot of backlift. It's straight, aggressive.
140.
Jermaine's a little bit quicker, a little bit more backlift, but I tell you what, 2 good styles to copy here.
He's one of those effortless type throwers as well, isn't he?
140. Jermaine, you require 152.
2 treble 20s would have left double 16. Dirk is coming back for double 10.
20.
You want to clean this up quick, smart, and does.
To the first leg.
For an open 16 dart leg. Just steady away. 16 darts are around about 93 to 94. If you plant in 6 of those, you might have a shout. But these days, the guys are looking for 15s and below. And that way you can compete with the guys who are
66.
Basically doing what Jan Dicker did earlier on in the first game of the night.
We're talking to the PDC Europe crew between the sessions. Everybody has said this has been a very, very good first day so far. A real improvement on a few of the opening sessions that we've seen.
83.
There's been some fantastic performances this afternoon. The likes of Rob Cross, Johnny Clayton,
58.
and this evening Decker and West. And there's still the bigger name of the day to come, isn't there? We've got Mark Webster, a former world champion, coming up next. He's taking on Bernd
96.
Roy, Mervyn King against Dimitri Vandenberg, Stephen Bunting against Adrian Lewis, all still on the menu.
I'll order that, please.
140.
I've got a theory about the standard as well, because I've been speaking to the same guys as you and a few more back in the practice room. Everybody very pleased with the way that everybody's playing. Fans here and the ones at home getting entertainment, but I think we're at a point in the season where people are starting to peak.
140.
You know, people have been playing on the circuit for about 3 or 4 months, getting really good practice in, and they're honing their skills to their potential now.
58. Dirk, you require 116.
Right, Dirk looking for a breaker throw then, and he's found the treble. So he wants double top for 116.
76. Jermaine, you require 90.
Got to go 20s here, surely. Oh no, bullseye. 15, double 10 now.
80. Dirk, you require 40.
But he was certain of what he was going for. Whether you agree it's a right route or not, he knew what he wanted to do. But he doesn't want to see Dirk van Duijvenbode do that.
The second leg. Dirk van Duijvenbode. The leg Dirk to throw first. Game on.
I noticed when Dirk had the 116, a lot of guys, especially Dutch guys, love double 18. So 60, 20, double 18.
140.
Infamously, when Dirk played at the World Championship once, he bust 180. So maybe he steers clear of those little minefields now.
Yeah, it's almost become his kind of claim to fame, hasn't it? That 180 bust against Raymond van Barneveld. Never won another leg.
135.
That was in the first set decider.
I don't know, I think his walk-on song and his dancing's 60. A bit more infamous now, a bit more current. And one thing I've noticed about Dirk tonight is that you noticed how battered his flights are. You look at 90% of the guys wouldn't even grace the stage with flights that have been that battered. They would change them and have fresh flights
56.
up there. But maybe he just likes the fact they're a bit battered and he wants to batten them even more when
140.
I know some players like to kind of butcher their own flights with a pair of scissors and the like. But yeah, maybe it's just been that good in practice. It's just kept hitting them, not even realise that he's...
That could well be the case. Dart players and sports people alike are very 60. Superstitious. And if it's working, 86. Don't change it.
But it's working so far for Dirk van Duijvenbode. And now he wants 86 to make it a hat-trick of legs. Yeah, wise move, just to 54. Set up the shot with his opponent not on a possible out.
Well, Jermaine's not putting him under any pressure right now.
It might still not be.
23. Turkey requires 32.
Surprising.
Game shot.
But nothing surprising about that.
Full leg Jermaine to throw first.
Dirk is really playing well tonight. And I say about surprising because both of these guys played last night. So getting through a European qualifier is not an easy thing to do. Because you look at Jermaine, he beat Massimo Della Rosso and Ian Conterman last night. Only lost one leg.
108!
And then Dirk takes out Alessandro Conte, Michael Tafner and Roby Don Rodriguez for the expense of only 2 legs in 3 matches. So you'd think, wow, these two guys are going to collide tonight, but there's only one man who's really hitting his straps, and that's Dirk van Duijvenbode.
It's one-way traffic so far in this one.
140!
It's a fantastic start to this leg. Wattimena really needs to dig deep and find something, because this is for another break of throw, and he's got 6 starts to clean up 181.
This is kind of the thing you would practice as well, because when you're on 2-2-1 and below that, you really want to get rid of it in 6 darts. Still can. He's got 96 left.
79. Turkey require 96.
Well, he would think that he'd have 6 darts to this. Never assume. Number 9.
78.
Chance, an outside chance, but a chance all the same for Jermaine Wattimena.
That's the age-old question. Do you go for double 9 or do you split
60.
it? Depends what you like.
Require 18.
It depends how many times you've hit a double 9 under pressure. Still double 9. No worries for Dirk van Duijvenbode. 4-0 up. And Jermaine Wattimena's head is spinning.
Yeah, it's classy stuff,
isn't it? Dirk to throw first. Game on.
Kind of must be feeling similar to Chris Dobie in the previous match and James Wilson in the one before.
57.
Well, Jermaine Wattimena had a decent season last year, didn't he? Made the European Championships, made a lot
69.
of European appearances. Played very well up there.
He's certainly an able player. He reached the semi-final of a Players' Championship event this year.
100.
His run to get that far saw him defeat Dave Chisnell, Robert Thornton, Kyle Anderson and Benito van der Pas.
Not bad for a day's work. But that really has been a standout day in a season that probably hasn't been his best. But the good thing about having a season like that is if you can still produce a run like a semi-final, it means that you've still got the belief in yourself and you can push on from there.
100.
Well, someone told
64.
Dirk van Duijvenbode in an earpiece that we've got a great camera angle up, so please hit a 180, and he obliged. He's not going to take out the 164, but again, he just seems to be
48.
a throw in front all the time.
Yeah, he's cruising at the minute.
But your point you were making about the standout, one standout day, it's exactly the same for Dirk van Duijvenbode. Just one quarter-final this year.
So far. Season's got a long way to go. And when you make a semi-final or a quarter-final, you just want to keep backing that up.
108.
If you can make one of them, you can make a whole stack full of them.
76.
But it's not easy, is it? It's not.
Turkey require 59.
Par for the course to reach the last 8 and the last 4 in these Pro Tour events. You know, Paul.
216s for Duijvenbode.
43. Jermaine, you require 32.
And it's 32 that Jermaine has.
And you shot in the 5th leg. Jermaine Wattimena.
But you're right what you say, Murph. It's not easy.
6th leg, Jermaine to throw first.
It's been that long since I've made a quarter-final. I think it must have been when I didn't have any grey hairs.
140.
I'm sure you've made one in the last 10 years, Paul.
You're very kind. No, it's getting harder. But par for the course it is for people like Peter Wright, Gary Anderson, Michael van Gerwen.
108.
Yeah, well, that's where their ranking is, where it is. But all the players are capable of producing perfect darts. And van Duijvenbode, for the second time in the match, has kicked off with a maximum. Could he follow it this time? Could he?
125.
Well, I think when he was lifting that 6th dart, it didn't come up perfectly.
Russian blood.
100.
I tell you what, there's no assurances. Even after scoring 305 points in 2 visits. He's not going to win this leg unless Jermaine misses the 1-2-1.
140.
But pressure has been piled on from both sides in a cracking leg. 11. Double 14. There it is. What a leg of darts. Jermaine Wattimena fighting his heart out to get back in this match.
7th leg Dirk to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it really was a wonderful leg. And it deserved the fanfare finish that Wattimena provided.
24.
Could be one of those legs that you talk about as a dart player.
60.
You know, the next morning. I left myself 96 and didn't get a shot.
I wonder if Dirk van Duijvenbode is thinking at all about the position he's got himself into, because in Saarbrücken, when he played Vincent van der Voort, he squandered a string of match darts to beat the Dutch destroyer and then ended up, well,
60.
destroyed. Even Vincent conceded that Dirk messed it up.
Sometimes you need a bit of luck like that.
134.
You can see with every visit now he's kind of geeing himself up and showing what it means
140.
to be determined to get off the line and get into that second round and take on Jelle Klaassen tomorrow.
I've got a theory about Dirk. I think he needs to be fired up to play his best stuff, and that could be the reasoning for the walk-on
58.
music. It could be the reason for the walk-on fist pumping, or whatever you want to call it. Because when he's fired up, he obviously plays better. He started this match with 4 straight legs, and he doesn't want to settle in. He doesn't want to calm down. He wants to stay fired up.
He's talking to himself.
101.
In between throws, and again, Wattimena.
61.
Well, he set it up.
140.
This would be huge, because it would just stop the run of Jermaine Wattimena hitting back, but the machine gun is going to get 3 darts at double.
Well, it was one way to set it up.
He's short in
By hitting double 18 for 32, but Wattimena's not making any mistakes now. Make no mistake, he is back in this match. An unpredictable,
96.
swift contest we've got here from these 2 Dutch guys. Great to watch.
And you can see that he's clinging on here, Dirk van Duijvenbode. He's composing himself again. He just wants to halt the momentum of Wattimena. This is not a bad way to do it.
120.
Well, it seems like Wattimena's got a grip here
124.
of the situation. Still a bit of a change in the averages there, a little bit of a difference, 8 points or so.
100.
I'll tell you what, at the start of the match, 3 or 4 legs in, you would have said to Jermaine, I'll be 4-3 down. He would have taken that for sure.
140.
Well, you described Dirk before as cruising. Wattimena's hit back like a shark, just wrestling him back under the water, hasn't he? And right now,
58.
there's only one man that you can see winning the next couple of legs, and he might be winning this one. Well, he's not going to win it in this visit,
109.
but again, he set it up fantastically. 4 legs on the spin for Dirk van Duijvenbode, and now 3 in a row for Wattimena. Is he about to make it 4?
84.
Well, the classy setup from JW.
32.
Will it be a classy finish? Yes, it will.
Good
Good 14 dart leg to hold through, and he's making himself hard to break now. More than anything, he's making Van Duijvenbode think. The consolation for Dirk is that he still has to throw in 2 of the final 3 legs.
Yeah, well, DVD thought he was on a
60.
fast forward to the second round, but Wattimena's pressed the pause button. And it could be turning into something of a video nasty, couldn't it, for Dirk van Duijvenbode?
100.
It's a decent standard of darts.
140.
Nothing over 17 darts in this match is very, very good.
140.
A grimace from Dirk.
Look what it means. For once, he's down
100.
to a finish
Dirk
before his opponent and has the chance to
127.
stop the rot. 2 visits to clean at 127. He might do it now.
Oops.
113.
Well, I think he did it intentionally before, but that time it certainly wasn't.
Absolutely not. All he wanted to do was steer clear of the treble 18.
40.
And by doing that, he's overshot it. But I tell you what, he doesn't care. As long as that goes in, here comes the aggression. The aggression that is part and parcel of the Dutch darting game these days.
137.
Well, Jermaine wants a decider, we want a decider, the crowd want a decider. This man does not. And it's an interesting way that he's played because, as you said, he gets fired up.
60.
He's aggressive on the hockey, but he's also trying to hold the momentum of Wattimena, and he's taking his time in between throws as well. It's quite a strange mix of sort of one extreme to the other.
Yeah, the weird thing is he's actually disrupting his own rhythm in the process.
98.
A lot of dart players who are at the top of the game will just say, play your own stuff, play your own rhythm. And that's when you'll play your
43.
best game. Don't get drawn into a battle that will disrupt your own rhythm. How can we
80.
say anything against the guy who's actually winning here?
Well, yeah, at 4-0 up, he would have probably expected to be on his way back to
100.
the hotel by now. Trying to find out what time he's on tomorrow. But Wattimena
120.
has left himself a finish. And that
You require 121.
bit of bad fortune again for Dirk could prove very costly.
Well, he's had 2 darts on the
57.
floor. Let's say they're 2 single
143.
20s. He would have been sitting on 103, not 143 right now. And that's one big difference. But Wattimena can take us all the way.
64.
64 in a flash, double 8. It's not a bad guide. Might have shielded it too
56.
much though. So Duijvenbode coming back. 46 will kill this match off.
Well, can he do it this time?
Dirk, you require 46.
Made a habit of missing match dart. His favourite double 18, he's kept hitting it when it's not been to finish, but he can't do it
28.
when it is.
You require 8.
2 4s, Wattimena will take us to leg 11. Leg 11 coming up. Put your cups of tea down. We've got double Dutch going all the way here
Game
in
on.
Sindelfingen. Who's going to play Klassen tomorrow?
58.
I know Jelle Klassen is backstage having a practice with some of the other seeded guys. He'll have one eye on this match to see who he's going to be taking on.
77.
I know the game's tomorrow, but when you've got an opponent you're already through or you're seeded and you know you're playing the winner of the game, do you kind of hope that it goes this way and you take a bit out of each other?
134.
Well, it's been that long since I've been a seed. But absolutely right. You have one eye on the
98.
game. You want these 2 guys to knock 7 bells out of each other just to take that little bit of a mental edge away from them so that you've got something on them the following day.
139.
Well, there has been a real ding-dong and it's deserved a deciding leg. Could it
140.
finish with a fanfare?
Could do.
170.
Great mathematics from Dirk. Single 19, treble 20, treble 20 to leave this shot. Puts him in the driving seat. Another one of those.
96.
How much pressure will he be under on that 74?
60.
Only 126 left.
74.
But he's got to polish this off for his own confidence.
Well, he was celebrating the setup. He thinks he's going to get the job done by landing double top, but he has
34.
not. And Wattimena will get a chance.
Chance is gone.
24.
Chance has gone for Jermaine
You require
Wattimena
40.
in a flash. You can see the nerves. You can feel the nerves. But the double top brings the celebration. Dirk van Duijvenbode is through to play Jelle Klassen tomorrow. Beats his Netherlands counterpart Jermaine Wattimena 6-5 in a really good game. You could feel the tension from Duijvenbode. Wattimena just did his thing, but he's off stage now, and a very, very happy man from Netherlands is about to talk to Elmar Polke about his victory. We'll see you back in a minute for Mark Webster versus Bernd Royf, one of the home nation qualifiers.
Und dann wurde es nochmal ganz schön schwierig. Congratulations. That was a very difficult situation. You were up 4-0, and then it was 4-all. It was difficult to come in that run of Germain, right?
Yeah, well, I played Jermaine a lot of times, and I was 4-0 up, and it was like, normal you have him, but you should never give him a chance. And I was on 59, and I go 7-20 miss, and he goes 1 dot, and then he starts running and hits everything. And I was like, well, when I was 4-3 up, he broke my throw, 4-2 up, 4-3 up, and I was like, well, just, you know it will be go 4-all, just relax, 4-all, play a good leg. So that's what I thought when I was 4-2 and screwing up a bit. And so I went 4-all, 5-4 off, and I was like, well, bonus leg, because he started well, I started not so good. And I got 2 match darts then, but I thought in that leg, the last leg I start, that one is mine. And still you got 2 darts then, and I missed it, and I was like, I don't like this. But 5-all, and I managed to get it together, like start off without a treble, he starts treble, I got 2 trebles, 1 treble, and I miss, and I'm really happy with the performance, because I always lose in the Euro Tours in the first round. I remember me throwing a double 11, it was really good, but I wasn't double 8.
But when you say, you said we thought, let's stay relaxed, that's the most difficult thing, right? To stay relaxed in such a pressure situation.
It is, but you know what I thought when I still win. First dart went in, and I was like, well, it's not double 8, I can't hit double 11. And it went in first, I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good situation.
Jelle Klaassen is the next one, the next Dutch opponent.
Yeah, well, he's one of the better players in the Euro Tour, I think. He reached a lot of semi-finals, finals. Really tough player, but yeah, I'm happy with this performance, and I can play for free, because, you know, he always gets to the semis, so... And I never make the second round, so we'll see now, because I can play for free, and we'll see what happens.
Looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Dirk. Dirk van Duijvenbode, der da ziemlich ausführlich